Hello, Jan Roberts from Key Leadership Institute. And the other day I did a post about a free PDF I made available on 3 important questions leaders should ask to eliminate complexity and bureaucracy in their organizations. Now, I want to elaborate a little bit more on that in this video, but before I do, I want to also talk a little bit in why it is necessary for leaders to ask their team questions. See, and important questions are that, of course, because asking important questions is an essential part of effective leadership. See, by doing so, leaders can gain a better understanding of their team members and their needs, and thereby becoming more aware of how to empower them, encourage open communication, identify problems as well as opportunities, build trust, credibility, relationships, and encourage learning and growth. Now, of course, all of these areas are important. However, even though asking questions is always a good start, the best results come from asking great questions. Because, as I mentioned in the PDF, you only get answers to the questions you ask. And in one of my personal development workshops, I always recommend people start that process with the person that looks back in the mirror every day. Yes, yourself. I also mentioned masterminds as a great reason and a great way to involve others. Because I run several masterminds and mostly on leadership development. And if you have ever been involved in one, you already appreciate the positive results you receive, which so often are more valuable than you've ever expected. So here I just wanted to elaborate a little bit more on those 3 important questions that I mentioned in the PDF. And the first question was all about why is defining the purpose of the organization critical for a leader? Now, it is actually critical for several reasons. And one of them is defining the purpose of an organization establishes a clear direction for the organization. This helps leaders and team members align their efforts and resources towards a common goal. That they start rowing in the same direction, which is important, of course. And that will increase productivity and effectiveness. Another one is understanding the purpose of an organization can provide motivation and a sense of purpose to team members. See, when team members understand how their work contributes to the larger purpose of the organization, they are much more likely to feel engaged and committed. And also, defining that purpose can guide decision-making at all levels of the organization. See, when faced with a decision, team members can refer to the organization's purpose to ensure that their decisions align with the overall goal of the organization. And a clear and compelling purpose can also differentiate an organization from its competitors. It can help customers and shareholders understand the unique value the organization brings to the table, which can increase, of course, customer loyalty and brand reputation. And lastly, defining that purpose provides a basis for evaluating the organization's success. Leaders can then measure progress and make adjustments as needed to ensure the organization is on track to achieving its goals. So really, without a clear purpose, an organization can lack direction and focus, which can lead to a lack of motivation and, of course, effectiveness. The second question I mentioned was, how important is it to discover processes that slow an organization down? Now, this is, of course, absolutely critical for several reasons. And one of them is by identifying processes that slow an organization down, leaders can take steps to improve efficiency, and inefficient processes can be very costly for an organization. And by discovering them, leaders can find ways to reduce costs. They can streamline the processes, automate tasks, or simply eliminate unnecessary steps to reduce time and resources required to complete the task. Now, another one is inefficient processes can also lead to errors and mistakes, which, of course, can negatively impact quality. Dare I say, bottom line. But by streamlining those processes, leaders can reduce the risk of errors and improve overall quality. Also, inefficient processes can make an organization less agile and slow to respond to changes in the market or needs to their customers. So by identifying and eliminating them, leaders can increase agility and responsiveness. And also, if inefficient processes can be very frustrating and demoralizing for the team members, as well as everybody else in the organization. By discovering and addressing these, leaders can improve morale and engagement by making work more efficient and rewarding. So really, leaders who are proactive in identifying and addressing these processes can create a more effective, efficient, and positive work environment for their team members. And how important is that? Then the third one I mentioned, and the last one for this, why should leaders empower their team members? And I know that some of this will be obvious to you, but it's empowering team members is always important. And I'll give you a few reasons of that. See, when employees are empowered, they feel more motivated and engaged in their work. Empowerment gives them a sense of ownership and control over their work, which can lead to increased job satisfaction and commitment. And that satisfaction and commitment I've mentioned before. See, empowering employees also allows them to make decisions and take responsibility for their work. Now, this can lead to a better decision-making, as employees are usually closer to their work and so have a better understanding of the day-to-day operations. This makes sense then. Empowered employees are also more likely to come up with new ideas and innovative solutions to problems because they feel part of it. You know, they feel much more comfortable sharing their ideas and take risks, which again can lead to greater innovation and creativity. Empowered employees can also improve collaboration within the organization. See, when employees feel empowered to make decisions and take action, that's also important, they are much more likely to collaborate with others to achieve common goals. And again, I mentioned rowing, when you're all in the same boat and rowing in the same direction, and you know, then you know we can focus on those important things. But employees who are empowered are often more productive as well. See, because they are motivated, engaged, and have a greater sense of responsibility for their work, which can lead to an increased productivity and better outcome. So, leaders who empower their employees create positive and engaging work environment that fosters creativity, collaboration, and success for the individuals as well as the organization. And both are very important, of course. Now, of course, there are always more questions that can be asked and must be asked to get to the right results. And in the leadership game, people are always amazed that the right questions come to the surface, sometimes when least expected, as well as the answers that support them in implementing the right kind of training, coaching, or workshops in their organizations. Because I mentioned this before, so many leaders in organizations, as a LinkedIn article said, more than 70% are, to say the least, disappointed with the results they get from trainings. And that's often because they don't really they know they've got challenges in an organization, but they don't really know exactly what those challenges are. And that's why through the weeks, I'm going through some of these challenges, which also come to light when, as I just mentioned, we play the leadership game with the leadership team and management teams. So if you, by the way, did not get a chance to download the PDF I just mentioned at the beginning, just ask in the comments box below, and I will send that in a message to you. And as I say, I've elaborated on the process here in this video. And if you want to know exactly what action to take to eliminate stress and allow you to lead more effectively, then either give me a call or send me an email. The email is jan.roberts@keyleadershipinstitute.com. And my phone number, if you send me a message, I will give them to you because I don't normally put it on social media freely. But I hope this is helpful to you, and I look forward to seeing you and connecting with you about this important subject. Take care.